Now it's time for the top 5. Number 5, Trumbo.
You talk like a radical, but you live like a rich guy.
The perfect combination. The radical may fight the purity of Jesus, but the rich guy wins with the cunning of Satan.
I fell in love with this movie, directed by Jay Roach and written by John McNamara. It is about the Hollywood blacklist, but it's about so many other things. And it manages to be highly entertaining at the same time to be very thought-provoking and a real reminder of a dark, dark period in Hollywood history, in American history, that we never want to go back to again, but yet we seem to be in many ways. In many ways, this movie is just as relevant as it was when these events happened in the 50s and the late 40s. And it is brilliantly cast, with Bryan Cranston giving one of the great performances of 2015 as Dalton Trumbo. And what this movie really reminds us is it should never happen again. Number 4, Star Wars, The Force Awakens. How could it not be? I am as surprised as anybody that I've got a Star Wars movie in 2015 on my list of the top 10. But director J.J. Abrams has brought to life this beloved franchise, which I think fell on hard times in the last 3 films that came out. But now it is a return to the glory days of the first one, of A New Hope, which came out in 1977. And Abrams has done the impossible. He's blended brilliantly the old and the new. This movie is just good old-fashioned fun. You'll feel like a 10-year-old kid again watching this film unfold, and it's been brought beautifully to life again by J.J. Abrams. Number 3, Room. This has to be the most emotional experience I've had in a movie theater all year long. I didn't know what to expect. I hadn't read the best-selling book. It's a harrowing story of a young woman who has been held captive by this man in this room. She gives birth to their son. He has never known the outside world. He's now 5 years old. And Brie Larson plays his mother, trying to create a universe, trying to create a life with him in a 10 by 10 foot room.
You chose to tell Jack that Room was the whole world, that there was nothing else.
I wanted him to feel safe and that it was a great place for him to live.
It's heartbreaking to watch, but there's so much more to this movie than just that description. You hang with it and you will be duly rewarded. And for the performance that Brie Larson gives, in the second half of the movie, she becomes the daughter again that she was before she was captured. It's a very tricky role. Young Jacob Tremblay, he's now 9 years old, he gives one of the best performances by a child actor I have ever seen. He's just extraordinary in this movie. Number 2, Brooklyn. With all the talk about immigration now and all the negative talk about immigration, here is a movie that puts a human face on it without trying.
I wish that I could stop feeling that I want to be an Irish girl in Ireland.
Homesickness is like most sicknesses. It will pass.
Brooklyn is about a young woman who travels from her native Ireland to Brooklyn, New York of 1952. And there she finds work in a department store, she lives in a boarding home, and she also finds love. Tragedy brings her back to Ireland, and a big, big problem for her when she must make a decision about 2 loves and 2 countries. Which will she choose? That's the crux of Brooklyn, and it's presented brilliantly. And this is a really heart-wrenching, wonderful movie you must not miss. Trust me. Saoirse Ronan is the lead character here, and she plays it so beautifully. She will certainly be nominated for an Academy Award. I can't imagine otherwise. Brooklyn is a must-see. Number 1, Bridge of Spies. This movie comes from perhaps the most successful Hollywood filmmaker of all time, Steven Spielberg. But it is a riveting story that I think is way up at the top of the list of Spielberg films, maybe at the top. It is subtle, it is gripping, and it's a true story. The lawyer, played by Tom Hanks, finds himself in the middle of this, and he has to find a dignified way out for everybody.
Are you good at what you do?
This will be a first for the both of us. You should be careful.
It is so well written, so well directed, so well acted. It reminded me of the kind of great movies of the era that it depicts in the 50s and the 60s. This is great Hollywood filmmaking at its best, and Tom Hanks has never been better in a role that I could have seen maybe Gregory Peck doing. This character even reminds me of Atticus Finch in To Kill a Mockingbird, as does this movie, which is one you have to see. Bridge of Spies, I think, represents some of the finest work of some of our greatest filmmakers. That's it. That's my top 10 list for 2015. I'm hoping to see movies like this all through 2016 and beyond. This has certainly been a great year for them, and I wish you the happiest of New Year's.